Hello friends, I'm riding a bike in Orem, Utah, and I just wanted to pinpoint that chapel on the left. It's a church. It belongs to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or some people know them as Mormons. And I'm recording at 2.7K, and we're going in that direction on the map, as you saw. If you want to know why I'm Utah, you can look at previous videos like that one to the top right. And if you want to see how I get around on a bike, you can look at that one too. This is actually part of a series where I'll be riding my bike around Orem, Utah. I'm riding on that kind of bike, which is a Gary Fisher bike. It's pretty good. Handles icy roads well. And that's the road we are on. In Utah, a lot of the roads are by 800 south and 600 east, and that's how it's labeled, so it's kind of hard to figure out at first. Anyway, on the right we are actually passing another chapel by the same church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So you might be thinking, wow, so many churches of the same religion. Yes, Utah has a very big population of LDS, which is short for that church. But of recent, there was a report that the population is dwindling. However, from this ride here, you will see how many chapels there are. In fact, the one that we just passed actually has two chapels on the same lot. I believe one is a stake center and the other one is a regular chapel. So within the space of a few blocks, you will see another church and another church and another church. That's just how much the density of that religion is here in Orem, Utah, and in Provo, which is where we're heading. Right now we're in Orem. On the right you could see apartment buildings being built. They always start out building it with wood. That's what you're seeing there on the right. And somehow later they put on bricks and stuff, which, as you can see from the finished look, how it looks on the right. There's always a need for apartments and places to rent here in Utah. Rent is extremely expensive here in Utah. It is for most of the states, but also here in Utah it's really high too. In fact, for me, when I first came, in order to get a place, I had to rent a room within a home, and that was really high. And that's another video. But there's another chapel on the left. Same church, and again another church. And I mean, for you to get that in perspective, I don't know what religion you are, but let's say you're Catholic. Just imagine every 2 blocks there was a Catholic church. Or just imagine that if you're a Muslim, every 2 blocks there was a mosque. Or maybe you're a Hindu, and every 2 blocks there was a temple. I mean, that's how dense it is here with that religion. However, if you go out in public, while there is a high percentage of members of the church around, you do see people doing things that are not in keeping with the religion, because Mormons or LDS are quite strict on things like they don't smoke, they dress a certain way, they talk a certain way, and so forth. But you do see people sometimes smoking, not dressed appropriately, swearing or whatever. They may not necessarily be part of the church, or even if they were, they are no longer part of the church. So while there is a big density of members here from that church, not everybody is, or not everybody is practicing. Now I should mention in this ride that I am using a camera mounted to my bike, and so it looks like if I'm swerving, but that's really because the bike's camera is not built with a stabilizer in it. I'm actually stabilizing it after the fact using software. And it's mounted to the handlebar, so because the handlebar moves as I move the bike, so does the camera's focus. Now you'll notice this lane says only turn right, but really because I'm on a bike, I can't go in the middle there and stand within that lane. That would be dangerous for me, so I kind of have to stay on the side here. For instance, this van here on the left, he was actually behind me and I had to motion him forward. Drivers here are not like elsewhere. They do tend to keep the law. There are some crazy ones, but that's mild compared to what I've experienced, as you may have seen in my crazy driving videos. If you haven't seen that, make sure to take a look. I come from the Caribbean island of Trinidad, and people there, wow, they can drive crazy. And so crazy that I created a whole series about it. Something like 40 something videos of just my dash cam on my truck picking up crazy driving. That's how bad it was. You see on the left there? That is actually yet another church. Same religion. So just in a short ride, you can see how many churches there are for the same religion. Now I've been in Utah for going on a couple months now. It took me a while to get adjusted. There wasn't really a welcoming carpet here for me. In other words, I didn't have, you know, friends or family to meet me or whatnot. So I kind of landed impromptu and have been kind of making it on my own for a while now. And I have another video that's going to come up soon about my adventures per se with regarding that and what it's like to survive in Utah. Now normally, if I wanted to get to where we're going, which in the end of this video is actually DESERET Industries, I would normally walk, take the UVX, which is a free bus. It would take me to part of the way and then I would walk again. So, you know, the States isn't like other countries where everything is kind of compressed together and transport is how do I put it, easy enough that once you take it, it gets to the point where you want to go. A lot of times you have to do walking even if you take a bus. So a lot of people here, they may use bikes or scooters, electric scooters that is, or sometimes even electric bikes, or of course if they have a car, then they can use that. A lot of there's a university called the UVU, Utah Valley University, and there's also Brigham Young University in the area. So there are a lot of college students moving up and down. Many of them don't have vehicles, so you see them just like me on bikes or scooters or whatever. And in that regards, I kind of fit in. I'm not unique in that regard here. Of course, I am an older guy, so riding a bike is not the best for me, especially in this weather. It's biting. While you may see sun, the temperature is very low, -Celsius, and you can even hear the tires crisping on the road, the asphalt, especially when it goes over ice. Now, you may be wondering, how did I cross this major road? Well, I was lucky. Just as I approached it, both lights were on red, so I was able to cross it. Otherwise, I would have been waiting a long time to cross there, or I would have to go by the lights. By the way, in Utah, being on a bike is considered being on a vehicle. so you're subject to the same laws. The only difference is you get to ride on the pavement or sidewalk. You have a bit more of right of way at a stop sign or intersection, and of course you have to stay to the side of the road like I'm doing. So normally a vehicle wouldn't be riding here, but I have to because I don't want to get killed. But being on the side of the road here is a bit difficult because, as you can see, I have to avoid the icy parts of the road. They have icy patches, and sometimes something might look just a bit wet, but it's actually ice. So you have to ride carefully. This is actually a descent we're on right now. Now, one of the lovely things about being in this part of Utah is seeing the mountains. You could see them on the left. It's a cloudy day. Normally you could see the tips of the mountains, but not today. It's very cold. So the mountains are low. And there's always a contrast of colors from the base of the mountain to the top. You can kind of see that here, but not too much. Funny enough, a lot of people have told me this is a mild winter. In some regards I could understand why, because of the 2 months that I've been here, it has only really snowed strong maybe twice, 3 times, if that. One thing it does maintain though is being cold. Wow. Being in Utah is not like the east coast of the USA, which I'm even more familiar with. In Maryland, you know, it could be December and you still get a day of sunshine sometimes, but here it's not like that. Even if you get a day of sunshine, it's still frigid air. But you, the odd thing about that is you would still see some people, young people especially, dressing up like it's summertime, but I don't know, I guess they're just trying to be cool. Not for me. I keep on my thick coat. Some of you believe it's not thick from the short videos I made, but it is. It keeps me very warm. But as it gets colder, I do have to compromise and wear a cap, which I don't really care for. So I do start to wear one, and especially when I'm riding a bike, I wear one that's enables me to wear the cap and my bicycle helmet. You could kind of see me using the bike handlebar to pan left and right, so you get an idea of where I am. And the signage here for streets are very big, so even though I do take the time to label the street I'm on, you can see the cross streets easily from just watching the video. This part we're in right now would be Provo. I can't tell you exactly where Provo and Orem ends. There's sort of a blend in between, but we are in Provo right now, and this is the upper part of Provo. There's a lot more to Provo further south, and it's more of a city than anything else. There are some residential areas, but that's another video. It's my intention to keep this series long and to keep focusing on parts of Utah. I know some of my fans who expect me to show other parts of the Caribbean. Don't worry, you will see it. You should have noticed that I've made a lot of videos, long videos that haven't been well watched. So you can always check on my homepage to find them. And so we are here right now in DESERET Industries. And I really hope you enjoyed my ride today. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's free. And please do like and let your friends know about JB's Man Cave. Thanks so much for watching.